You put your shoes on, you grab your keys, and then you hear it, that soft little meow from behind you. You turn around, and there they are, sitting by the door, watching you leave. And just like that, the guilt hits. Your chest tightens, you start apologizing out loud to an animal who obviously can't understand your words, but somehow you still feel like you're abandoning them. If that's you, if you've ever stood in a doorway negotiating with your own conscience over a cat, I need you to stay for the next 10 minutes, because what I'm about to tell you might change the way you feel every single time you walk out that door. Welcome back to Purrs Academy, the place where we dig into the science and the heart behind life with our cats. If you're new here, this channel is all about understanding our cats a little better, one video at a time. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's get into it. My story, Moomoon. I want to start with someone who means a lot to me. His name is Moomoon. He's an orange tabby, and if you know anything about orange cats, you know they have a reputation. Loud, a little dumb in the most lovable way, endlessly affectionate, and completely convinced the world revolves around them. Moomoon was like that. He'd headbutt my hand until I pet him. He'd sit on whatever paper or laptop I was using like he had a personal vendetta against me getting anything done. And every single time I left the house, he'd follow me to the door and just watch. I don't have him with me anymore, and I miss him more than I know how to put into words. There are days I'll see an orange tabby on the street and my whole chest aches. I still think about the sound of his meow, the exact weight of him curling up next to me at night, the way he'd need a blanket before he settled in. I'm telling you this because I don't want you to think this video is coming from someone who doesn't understand the guilt, or the love, or the ache of missing a cat. I understand it completely. And it's exactly because I've felt that guilt so deeply that I went looking for real answers about what's actually happening in a cat's mind when we leave. What I found surprised me, and I think it'll help you too. What science actually says about cats and attachment. Here's the first thing worth knowing. Cats do form real attachment bonds with us, but the nature of that bond is different from what most of us assume. A well-known study out of Oregon State University, led by researcher Kristen Vitale, used something called the Secure Base Test, the same kind of test originally designed to study attachment between human infants and their parents. Researchers briefly separated cats from their owners, then reunited them and watched how the cats responded. The finding was striking. The majority of cats showed what's called a secure attachment style. That means when their owner returned, the cats didn't panic or become clingy. They simply carried on exploring their environment, occasionally checking in, comfortable in the knowledge that their person was a safe base to return to. That's actually a sign of a healthy, trusting bond, not indifference. In other words, when your cat seems calm or unbothered while you're prepping to leave, that's not your cat not caring about you. Research suggests that's often what security and trust look like. Why cats are wired differently than dogs. A lot of our guilt comes from comparing cats to dogs, or even to human relationships. But cats evolved very differently. Domestic cats descend from the African wildcat, a species that is largely solitary and territorial in the wild. Unlike dogs, who were bred over thousands of years specifically to work alongside humans in packs, cats' ancestors didn't need constant companionship to survive. Independence isn't a character flaw in your cat, it's baked into their biology. Cats are also naturally crepuscular, meaning they're most active at dawn and dusk. A huge amount of their day, often somewhere between 12 to 16 hours, is simply spent sleeping. Statistically, a large portion of the time you're gone at work is time your cat would be sleeping anyway, whether you were home or not. That doesn't mean cats don't notice you're gone or don't enjoy your company.
Studies have shown cats can recognize their owner's voice specifically, and many form strong preferences for certain people. But the constant, anxious longing that we imagine happening the second we shut the door, for most cats, the actual behavioral and hormonal evidence doesn't support that picture.
Separation anxiety is real, but it's not the default. Now, to be fair and balanced here, separation-related problem behaviors in cats are a real documented phenomenon. Researchers have found that some cats do show signs like excessive vocalization, inappropriate elimination, or over-grooming when left alone, particularly cats who are the only pet in a home, or who had early weaning or unstable early environments. So this isn't about pretending cats are little emotionless robots who never miss us. Some cats genuinely do struggle with alone time, and if your cat is showing signs like that, it's worth talking to a vet or a certified cat behaviorist about enrichment and routine changes. But here's the key distinction. Struggling with alone time is the exception, not the rule. Most cats, most of the time, are physiologically and behaviorally built to be just fine on their own for the hours you're away. The guilt so many of us carry is often out of proportion to what's actually happening on the other side of that door. What actually matters to your cat? If you want to spend your energy on something more useful than guilt, here's what research says genuinely matters to cats. The quality of the time you do spend together. Consistent, gentle interaction, play, and affection on their terms matters far more than the total number of hours in a day. A predictable routine matters too. Cats are creatures of habit, and knowing meals and attention happen at reliable times builds security. And a stimulating environment, window perches, scratching posts, puzzle feeders, a little vertical territory to climb, helps a cat feel secure and occupied whether you're there or not. None of that requires you to feel sick with guilt every morning. It just means showing up well when you are there. So if you've been carrying that heavy feeling every time you leave your cat, I want you to let some of it go. Your cat, in almost every case, is not sitting by the door in despair the moment it clicks shut. They're stretching out somewhere warm, they're sleeping off a nap, and they're going to be thrilled to see you later, in their own quiet, independent way, because that's simply how they're built. And to my Moomoon, wherever this finds you, thank you for teaching me what real, unconditional companionship looks like. I miss you every day, but I know now that the love we had wasn't measured in the hours I was home. It was in the way you trusted me enough to just be yourself, whether I was there or not. Thank you so much for spending this time with me here at Purrs Academy. It genuinely means a lot that you'd give this topic and this community your attention. If this video helped you let go of a little guilt, do me a favor, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. We've got a lot more videos planned on the science and the heart behind life with our cats. Drop a comment and let me know how your own cat handles you leaving, and give them a little extra scratch behind the ears tonight for me. Until next time, this has been Purrs Academy. Take care of yourselves and take care of your cats.